Okay, I'm live. Just gonna wait for it to get set up. That's not gonna work. You didn't give me internet.
Starlink should be on.
Well, I don't know. I don't have internet. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's getting set up to get going. Going live tonight to find out what our week has in store. Get my cards ready. Tonight we're going to use, for the overall view of this week, we're going to use the Wisdom of Oracle cards. This is the ones we're going to use for the overall kind of energy of this week. And then we will pull for each day this week. And I will be pulling a card from the Rose Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. So we'll be pulling from those, and we'll pull for each day of this week and what the specific message is for that day as well. Give it a few more minutes to get set up, let people know, because I know I started the stream a little bit early, and you might be hearing my dog. He decided it was a perfect time to start chowing down on his dinner. Planning to post out that I'm going live, so I'm just having some issues. I've got to get my computer online so I can send out that message. And I'm hoping you're having a beautiful day. We're going to be going right into our messages for this week right away. We're going to pull from the Wisdom of Oracle cards. We'll do an overview of this week, and then we're going to pull individual cards for each day this week. Hello, Casey. Welcome. Nice to see you again. I hope you're having a beautiful day. So let me know where you're from. So if you're here joining me, I would love to check in and see where everyone's from. Is that Gingy Gaming? Like a ginger, or is it Genji? I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Okay, I'm gonna just post out that we are live now. So we'll get into the message for today, or for this week coming up, and everything that's going on. Let's get in there. I'm just getting the link so I can post it out because it was not linking. You know, with the technology. I'm having a great day. I hope you guys are having great days too. And wherever you're from, whatever part of the world you're at. It's been a beautiful day and nothing too chaotic. It's just normal life, you know, which I guess right now is a little bit chaotic. Okay, let me just find the browser here to post this. And we'll get started right now. And we will find out what does this week coming into this week, because it's crazy. So let's find out what's going on in this week. Oh dear. I have other windows popping up, of course, because that's how this works as soon as I want to go live. So it's got that posted. Perfect. It'll show up. Perfect. Okay, let's get right into it. So again, if you missed my little opening, we're going to pull for an overall view of the week. We're going to use these cards here. These are our Wisdom of Oracle cards. And then we'll pull a card for each day this week with our Rose Oracle cards. So let's get right into it. We'll start with getting our overview of this week. So we're going to look at what we're seeing, what we're not seeing, the potential outcome of this week, and then our recommendation of how we shall go forward. So let us get in there. Let's put out that energy. What does this week, we're coming into July 21st to 27th of 2025, and what does our week look like here? So let's go with our first part of the message. Breathe. So as we're coming into this week, the first part, this is what we're seeing, is that it's really important that we're going to take some time and get connected. This breathe card is very much about getting into this moment, right? So this week is going to be about, taking the breath, being able to just be present with the breath and the moment, because the more that we're present, this will assist us. And this is actually a message that's come up quite a bit for the last month about how important it is that we put our focus into what we want to create. And this is a fantastic way to create what we want to create by going into the breath, that moment of silence, that moment of connecting with God, the divine, whatever you resonate with. And that is how this week is going to be. It's going to be very much about us having to trust, be patient. That is also part of this. A lot of it, that there might be some waiting too, right? Because we are manifesting out what we want to do. So this is a little bit about taking that moment. We may feel like we're waiting. We're kind of in that limbo. And patience is called for. So this week might be one that we're feeling ourselves get very pulled out of sorts. And this is the time where we really need to kind of step deep into that moment of trust, come into the breath, and be patient, which does overlap. If you have had an opportunity, I did all 12 astrological signs, and we pulled for each sign and what the year was going to look like, and each of the quarters. And right around this time, we were getting this card a lot. So it was very highly recommended that this was a time where we were going to kind of be seeing things change, but we really needed to come into the moment and be patient. Hello, Heaven Jones. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Please let me know if you're joining, where you're joining from. So the beginning of the week is going to be patience, finding the moment, being still, and kind of just focusing as much as we can on putting our energy into what we want to create. So that is what we're going to see for this week. What's kind of in the background, let's kind of leave that here, the background of this week. So what we're not seeing is not for you. So this is interesting. You got the fortune cookie here, you're being presented, you got this game of chess going on, and the message is not for you. So what's in the background is that sometimes we might be not understanding that there is certain things that we are not being provided and may feel like it's being denied, but it's actually for our benefit. It's not a good thing. It's not a good situation. It's not for us. So on the surface, we're really pulling out that we have to be patient, be in the moment, be very trusting that the divine has got our back, especially this week, and be putting our energy into what we want to create. Because behind the scenes, there is a lot of things that are really not for us. Those that are here this message and hearing this message, there's a lot of things that might feel like you're being kind of denied. So you might be like, man, this patience, I'm not getting the end result, I'm struggling. This comes back down to, again, what we're seeing. You got to trust, because in the back end of things, the things that aren't for you are going to start to dissolve. And that's what is really happening in the back end. And that the outcome of this card is that there's something much better coming forward. So really trust the patience. So if you're seeing, this is what we're not normally seeing. So you may not really know what's not for you. It's kind of being dissolved in the back end. However, you may also run into the situation where you're just finding that it's resistance after resistance, and you really have to come to peace and trust and your breath that whatever you're feeling is this resistance, this blockage that is not for you, and it's time for you to let that go. So that is what we're not really seeing in the energy for this week. Okay, and let's find out what the outcome is overall for the entire week. Like, what is the outcome overall? Oh, awesome. Happy, happy. So, really, no matter what's happening, the things that aren't for us that are going to dissolve and dissipate, that is all being worked out in the background. And when we're standing in our power to trust, to breathe, to be in this moment and know the divine has got our back, we're going to be happy. We're going to feel very abundant, very light, very connected. This is contentment, a sense of fulfillment, and a really feeling that everything is going well. It is. So even with all the chaos and things that maybe we have no control over, we're going to feel quite happy, especially if we've been doing this work and we're really trusting, connecting, and coming back to the breath, especially if we feel ourselves being pulled out, or the thing that, we've been kind of focusing on that's not meant for us starts to be released, right? Okay, and then the last one for the overall week, because we're going to get into each day individually. So this is overall what we are personally being recommended. Our recommendation, the guide's recommendation for us here, is to go the distance. So this is stay focused, go the distance. It's going to pay off. And that for each of us is going to look a little different on how this resonates with us and what this kind of means to us. I feel like this, for you, it might be going the distance of, can you really go that distance in trusting fully that the manifestation of this perfect, maybe not necessarily perfect, but a beautiful life is coming into fruition, and that we can go the distance by really connecting to the divine and trusting that connection. We got the endurance to do it, the strength, the long haul. So this is a lot of it, knowing that we're maybe not going to see the immediate outcome. We're going to feel good. Like, that's the end of this week. We're going to start to be feeling really happy. However, this is, this is a long distance race. This is a triathlon. We got to make it through the entire distance. So we're not quite done. So it's really, I feel like this message for us overall is keep that in mind. You're ready for the long haul to bring your dream to life. And, it's going to take a little bit, but we are kind of in the midst of it right here, middle of the year. So that is the overall feeling of this coming week. So a brief summary before we go into each day. What we're seeing on the surface is there's a lot of us having to really connect, breathe, find our trust. This is very important. What we're not seeing is that kind of in the background of things that aren't for us are starting to dissolve. So situations, people, things like that aren't good for us are going to start to kind of dissipate in the back end. And then the outcome when we get to the end of this is that we're going to be happy. We're going to feel so good, happy. You can definitely see she's aligned, her energy is flowing, and she's birthing new. So this is such a beautiful, we're going to be happy. And really the best recommendation is that we need to prepare, that this is a long distance athletic race. It's not a short 500-meter race or sprint. It is a triathlon, and we are preparing for the long distance of what is to be created. So let's go into each day. So I'm going to put that over to the side, and we're going to come into the next set, our Rose Oracle cards. So I'll pull a card for each of these days. So we'll start with Monday here, July the 21st. The message for us for Monday, this specific day, is healing mother line, healing ancestral work, mother line growing up. So when we think about this, Monday is a day that is going to be built on trust. So I feel like that really overlaps with the overall review of the week. And this is a lot of us being called to step up, It's very much like going the distance. Growing up, doing the work is going the distance, right? And this is a lot of bringing in that healing, taking time for ourselves, especially on Monday, the 21st. There'll be a lot of benefit if we do take this time to heal our mother line, our mother lineage. That this is healing right now is very complex and multifaceted. It's not an easy journey. And we're facing intergenerational trauma that we are now again coming up in our collective consciousness that needs to heal. And each of us doing our work, letting go, meditating, spiritually working on whatever we can do to heal is growing up and moving past these wounds that keep us in these limiting beliefs. So Monday, it's all about healing, taking care of yourself. You know, take that make that intention that you're growing up, you're maturing, and that you're connecting. And maybe for you, it's the healing part is part of that. So that is our overall energy for the 21st for Monday. Let's go to, I'll put that one back in just in case, and let's shake them out, sort them out, and let's find out what does Tuesday the 22nd have in store as the recommendation. And the message is second bloom. A second chance is never too late, new possibilities. So this is a reminder that even if you think it's too late for something, it is never too late. As long as you exist here on this plane in this moment, right now, and you are a human, there's always another chance to change and create a brand new possibilities. Second chances, never too late. So this is that reminder that no matter what we're going through, whatever we might feel like, oh, I'm too old for this, because maybe we want to go forward creating something new. Maybe there's things that have changed, or we have knowledge and we're doubting ourselves. I feel like this is just a reminder that you have something to offer, and it's never too late to step into your personal, you know, skills, whatever it is, the things that light you up that you are just so good at that you could share. And it's never too late to go into these new possibilities. So that might be something that you do. It might be possibility of new friendships, relationships, anything, right? So it's like, again, keeping that idea open on Tuesday, that it's never too late. So if you are feeling like you've come to the end and it's too late, this is that reminder, it's never too late. You can always, all it takes is each morning we have the ability to change our lives, or each moment, really. As soon as we recognize patterns and possibilities, we can change anything at any moment. It's never too late. So that is the message for Tuesday. Let's continue. Let's find out for Wednesday. That is the 23rd. And what is the, oh, that one just flipped over. I guess that's our message. Wednesday, our message is the Holy Grail. Stop the endless searching, inner quest. So a lot of what seems to be coming up this week is definitely the healing, that searching for the balance, trusting that we have something to offer, which is part of that inner quest. So again, this is that connection, trusting the divine has got your back. Again, very much like the weekly overview, it is a good week to meditate. We're not searching. You found what you need. It's time to connect. And that is really what we're being recommended to do for Wednesday. Let's continue. What message the guides have for us on Thursday? That would be the 24th, I believe. Yes, I believe so. So Thursday, the message is the breathing rose, heart healing, emotions connection, time eases. Lots of healing, lots and lots of this healing, lots and lots of letting ourselves have some time. So very much like the week overview where it's about going the distance, Thursday, it's reminding us that time is part of this process as we're going through this change, healing, leveling up, and connecting. So this is that reminder on Thursday that it's taking some time. You're in here for the long haul. Keep doing the work, the spiritual practice, the healing that is working for you. You may even want to explore and see if you can find other healing techniques that may assist you. It's really about remembering that it's time. Time does help. And the more we practice and the more we do this over time, it is going to open up. Remember from our week overview, we're going the distance. And this is that reminder. The time is, we do have enough time, and it's never too late. Like yesterday's message, that we're always have the opportunity to bloom, expand, and continue. We don't have to ever be stuck. Let's continue. So that is how I feel that Thursday message is. So let's go jump on to Friday's message. So Friday, the 25th. Is that the right date? I'm going to double check because I don't know. I'm just adding them in my head. It is the 25th. Perfect. The 25th. Okay. And the message for the 25th is lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this soul call gather. Again, we're getting this connection right here. We've got the people meditating, connecting. Their soul is calling for this connection to the deep, to the spirit. Here they're talking about the goddess, but it really is the divine spirit, the Holy Spirit, God, whatever you resonate with, and that we are being called to connect and to be part of this awakening. Like the lineage of the rose is, we are all part of this lineage, is really what this message is about. Is the times are changing. It is very divisive, this talks about, and we chose to be here. So because of that we're here, and we chose to be in this reality during this time, and we're being called to level up, find our brothers and sisters that are on this same journey and level up. You know, again, it's that race. It's this long race. It's not this sprint. It is that triathlon, as mentioned, and that we are here to help during these times. And when we come back into Friday, it is again that reminder to connect. And it's also a really great day to hang out with like-minded people. So other people that are doing this path, and just being around them, just letting your energies flow. This is how we're all healing. The more we make connections with each other, the more healing there is. Let's go to Saturday. So let's find out for Saturday, the 26th, the message from our beautiful divine guides, collective consciousness, God, the omnipresence. The message is the grandmothers. My goodness, we continue for this week. It keeps coming about lineage, healing ancestral wounds. We are again the grandmothers, remembering our roots, perspectives, trust the weavings. So again, this is that same message. We are in that message of being told that we are healing, and we are here because we chose to help heal the stuff that has been around and connected to us as humanity that needs to be healed. And this time is that we're working through it, even if we don't necessarily really understand how we're working through it. But each time we're connecting, each time we're making the motion to be present, still manifest the new reality we want, and work on healing ourselves, we are weaving and healing all these ancestral wounds through each and every single one of us doing this work. Those add to the bucket of all of us leveling up humanity. And it is time that we really trust that. Like by the time we get to Saturday, it's like, you need to trust this. Remember, you are part of all of this. You are not separate. And for Sunday, when we meet again for the next review for the week after, let's go into Sunday. What is our message from our guides for Sunday? We got Sub Rosa. Hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning, and teaching. So as we're working through this, we're opening up, we're healing, we know we're doing the work every day, adding those little pebbles to that bucket, right? Just adding to our bucket. And by Sunday, it's going to become more apparent what we are really learning. What are we learning? What are we teaching others? And how it is changing, because we are becoming part of this mysteries that we've been kind of denied through our culture, has denied us the ability to necessarily trust some of our innate abilities, right? And so this is really the symbol of secrecy for millennia. These are things that have been hidden from us, hidden from humanity, hidden from ourselves, right? These mysteries, these intuitive connections and abilities that have been right available for us. So that's what it talks about, hidden in plain sight. But we're really learning how to connect into them. And if you've been here and you're continuing to be here for that long haul of making that daily connection, connecting, working on healing, noticing our patterns so we can let them go, we are allowing ourselves to become aware of the mysteries that have been right in front of us that we maybe just weren't able to see before, right? And so this card represents great mysteries that are available to us for us to each uncover. And that's going to be this work this week. If we're going through this, if we're trusting that we are connecting, we're healing, we're letting go, we're in here for the long haul, we're going to start to remember and uncover things that maybe we have forgotten or gotten a little disconnected from. Look beyond what your eyes can see and dig a little deeper. You're here to uncover lost wisdom, ancient secrets, and deep mysteries. And you are being called to study the great mysteries, to live the great question, and step into your role as a teacher, guide, or mystic. Are you being called to question things and unearth the truths?